pissed. I'd be pissed if they're like, oh, we're gonna drop another best in slot range weapon, because I feel like Jagex, if they're saying that, then that means that Jagex is on their roadmap or what they're working on as a company. That means that a lot of their content that's coming out later might be designed around range tech. Because why would they want to drop a best in slot range weapon again if a lot of the future content that they're about to release is not correlated with having range in
Yeah.
there? Like I like look at Doom. Because if they do that again, like maybe they want to have it be range tech because they want to bring more attention to Doom or more of that in-game range meta. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm just because like I'm also
Yeah.
trying to
I'm
think
hoping
about it
it's
from
a.
a business standpoint.
Yeah, I think that I honestly hope it's like a best in slot crush. That's the mega rare. I think
Yeah,
realistically that would be the best for the game because we don't like I said, Inquisitor Mace is the best right now, and no one wants to do Nightmare because it's such a crappy boss. It takes forever to get kills, and the drop rate is so terrible. Like, give us a different way to get like a really good crush weapon, and I think that a best in slot crush weapon from Raids 4 would be really good to have in the game.
it would be.
And then it would go along with Raids 4 because then you could use it in Raids 4, and then you could use it anywhere else you use Crush. Um, and then also shows, like you said, like their roadmap would be like, okay, we just released a best in slot Crush weapon. Let's release the next boss we release is weak to Crush. I
That
think
would be
that'd
sick,
be
like a demi boss or like
yeah,
something that maybe they release a boss after that ties into Yama where it's or it ties into like Yama in the regards to Yama was a badass boss. Like when they dropped that boss last year, I was like, dude, this is a dope content. I liked it, but it needs to rhyme with next maybe where they item sync Inquisitor where you bind Inquisitor with this item so that you take Inquisitor out of the game because you're upgrading it with this new boss that
yeah,
they're going to release later. So we make Inquisitor more valuable because I'm
yeah,
all about making gear more valuable, taking numbers out of the game, right? And then
yeah. I know.
because
I get what you're saying. The only issue with Inquisitor armor is like it's just so rare. It's like no one wants to grind it. It's like I
yeah,
don't know.
exactly. Like when you're well, look at the iron. Like if you're an Iron Man, if we show the if we because Jagex is looking at this, there's no way they're not. They have like a wall or bulletin that shows like, hey, here's the average progression path of an Iron Man. Here and then their separate graph is like content creators. This is content creators saying that this is the most optimal path. And then they show the paths and their whole if I'm Jagex, I want to keep people playing the game. So they need to create alternate paths that create people to I don't want to mispronounce the word, but make it in a way where they keep on logging in because they're so addicted to do something that is going to reward them again. That's why people log in. As long as you have people logging in tons of time because they want people to play more. If you're having fun, you're going to play more.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, back to like the Raids 4 rewards. They okay, currently in the game, there's no best in slot stab armor. So we got best in slot crush, that's Inquisitor. We have best in slot slash, that's Oathplate. Obviously we have Torva, which is best in slot overall, but there's no best in slot
Is it
stab
because the
armor.
strength
So
bonus
what do you
for
mean?
Torva? Like it's just because
Oh
DPS,
yeah,
right?
well, yeah. It's just like it's a strength bonus. Yeah, exactly. But it's funny because Oathplate competes with it's pretty on par with Torva because of the slash bonus. So if you're using slash, then yeah. But if you're using like stab, for example, like at raids 3,
Yeah.
Torva is going to be better
What do you think
because
looks better? Do you think Torva looks better? Or you think Oath
I
Plate?
think I think Oathplate looks better.
Dude, I do too. The Radiant looks so sick. Like the Radiant is
Yeah, the white.
such. Oh my God. It
Yeah,
look because I remember like uh I remember back in the day like OG Scape watching Bodhi before he made all that other content where I get he became really popular with One Man Army and everything like that. But before Bodhi became popular for doing that, he was also popular for being really good at PKing. He had like an initiate peer PKing series where he would PK an initiate, and I thought initiate was so wet because it was just crisp white with the gold trim. The Oath Radiant, or yeah, the Oath Radiant. Oh my God, dude, it is
Yeah.
so fresh. But sorry, we're gonna tie back in. I don't want to veer that off. What were we talking about raids for?
No, they're just the rewards. So like they could release best in slot stab armor. That'd be like a set of three, right? Helmet, chest plate, and plate legs. Another idea I have is so right now with Dragon Bane weapon, so you have the Dragon Hunter crossbow from Cox. That's the best in slot range dragon weapon. You have the Dragon Hunter lance, which is from Hydra. That's a really good melee dragon weapon, right? To use that at Cox on the melee hand, and then you have the Dragon Hunter wand right now. It's from the mid boss, the Huey Coddle, and it's pretty ass. It's pretty garbage. Like what they could do is they could release something like you know what the Kodai insignia is from Cox, right? That's how you make
Yes.
the Kodai wand. But you have to use that on a master one, which is from Mage Training Arena. So if you ever get the Kodai insignia on your iron, you're gonna have to grind out Mage Training Arena to get the
Oh
master one to
my
upgrade it.
God, how many
Yeah,
hours is
but
that
like
on the iron?
I don't know. It's probably like 10 hours. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's light. That's light. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's probably like 10 hours. I don't know. I honestly I could be wrong though because
Yeah.
I've never done it
Last time
before.
you told me a 3 hour grind, it was 10. But anyways,
Yeah, I know. I could be completely wrong. But anyways, they could make like a Kodai insignia as a reward that you use on the Dragon Hunter wand that you get from the Huey Coddle, and then it really upgrades it. Because right now the Dragon Hunter wand is garbage. Like I said, it's pretty garbage. Like I want a Dragon Hunter wand that you could use like at Vorkath, for example. You can't use the Dragon Hunter wand at Vorkath,
what?
right?
You
Because
can't use
yeah,
it.
it's garbage.
Why? Why
It's
doesn't it?
terrible DPS. It's terrible DBS. It's terrible DPS. That's it. It just
It's
sucks.
because like
You
what
can't.
you wanna basically Wooks walk it melee, or because when I did Vorkath and I grinded Vorkath, this was before Blowpipe got nerfed and it was Blowpipe meta, and you'd walk out Acid
Yeah,
Phase. So if they did, okay, so man, so you're telling me that if you get that item, it's not enhancing DPS or meta for Vorkath,
it's
but why?
only there's only like a few places where you even use the Dragon Hunter one. Let me see. I'm
I
gonna
heard it's good
Google it
at
right
Myth
now.
Dragons, and Myth Dragons is good for if you want to grind out D Warhelm, which the D Full Helm, excuse me, is. I mean, I think it's still one of the dopest and most cool looking helmets in the game, and it holds up so good. Remember they dropped the Dragon Full Helm like way back when, and it was like the sickest item. It holds up so well.
Yeah,
I would want Dragon Full. Like even if I'm a maxed main, like I know Third Age is a flex, but it's tier 65, so like in our minds it sounds better than Dragon, but like dude, Dragon Gold with Dragon Full Helm, gilded with have you seen the gilded Dragon Scimitar? It looks so wet.
hmm
But then like I don't even want to bring up that discussion, but obviously it's stat locked, but RS3 suffered from transmog where you could basically have whatever you want to wear. You could wear the meta, but you could transmog your character, which means that you can make your character look like he's wearing something inefficient. As long as it looks cool, but it's still efficient because what you're wearing is efficient. And you could basically smurf an item and make it look like something else, but still get the true DPS of whatever you're wearing without seeing it. I just spit a lot
yeah.
of words there. But that's crazy. I feel like the summer sweep up this year should be big, and my next statement here is that I hope that the summer sweep up and I demand the summer sweep up to be better than what it was last year. I appreciate them fleshing out the mid game. I remember being maxed on my main, and I remember last year because I was wanting to max before I started the iron, I was butthurt by the updates and I thought they were stupid and dumb, and I didn't like that they were like I was like why are they putting their resources and attention towards mid game? But then when I recreated an account and I went through Iron Man this year, dude, it's so good. it
Yeah,
moves so much, and it makes the game better. Like the
yeah.
royal tie-ins and fleshing out the mid game and elemental weaknesses. As an in-game player, you don't like that because we're just selfish beings and we want what's best for us for whatever point in time we're in. But it
Well, one of
wasn't
the
a
things they
thing.
could do for endgame is adjust the Cox drop table because right now it's just terrible. Like
But
there's people that
how
go.
could they do it that wouldn't piss off
Okay,
people
so
that already
so like
did it?
yeah, yeah. One of the things that they could do is for challenge mode CAs get rid of the prayer scrolls off the drop table because right now it's basically a 50% chance to get a prayer scroll. So
Like
like
a dupe
every
protection.
purple. Oh no, no, not dupe protection. But like so like right now I get a purple at Cox. There's a 50% chance it's going to be either a Dex or an Arcane.
That's bullshit.
Um,
I hate that.
yeah, yeah, and so like people grind Cox, they get thousands of KC. They have like they don't have the Tebow, but they have like 40, 50 prayer scrolls. It's like it's ridiculous. It's like why is the drop table weighted so heavily towards these prayer scrolls? Like it's good to have it at first because you
That's
don't
why
have
they're
the
worth
prayer scrolls and you want
nothing,
to get
dude.
it.
That's why they're worth nothing. Like what?
Yeah,
How much
yeah,
is a
yeah. Because
Dex
you
and
use them once.
Arcane?
I don't know.
I remember I bought
I
them years ago and they were like 40 mil. I remember I
Yeah,
forget
I
which
remember I
one.
bought my decks for 40 mil. The
How much
dex
are
was
they
always
now?
more than the.
Because
I don't
inflation.
know. I'd have to look it up. Let me see. They might Let me see. The
Everybody
dex
complains
per
about
scroll.
Cox.
It's 24 mil. That's
24
interesting.
mil. I mean, it dropped
Yeah.
off half.
Well, at one point it was like, let me see.
I
It dropped
guarantee
to like
you the reason
14
it's
mil at
holding value
1.7 mil.
is because bots, they bring bots into the game and then these bots buy those prayer scrolls and then they get banned so they item sync them out the game permanently.
Well, they
I
also,
promise you that.
with the GE, what they do is they Jagex actually does that's what the GE tax is for. So let's say you buy a Dex per scroll, you get taxed like 1% or something like that. Um, that 1% is then accumulated and then it's used to buy a Dex to remove
Take it
it
out of
from
the
the
game.
game.
I like
So
that.
they do have item sinks in that aspect with the Grand Exchange. I don't like Jagex. Like I don't think they release any data on like what like how many
They
items come out of
shouldn't.
the game.
I
But like
wouldn't. It would only hurt
they
them.
could secretly just control the prices of any
They
items
should.
because of that.
They should.
But
I
yeah,
think
I
that
think the Dex is such a good upgrade that it should be like 40 mil. Like I think 40 mil is a solid price for the Dex.
exactly like
Like
40 to 60 to 7. Dude, if you got a Dex, like let if they make prayer scrolls more valuable. If you brought the Dex back to a 40 to 90 mil drop, people would not be complaining about getting that drop anymore, except for Iron Man. I get it. But even an Iron Man, like if you get a duplicate as an Iron Man, but if it's like a lot of value still, it doesn't make you as butt hurt.
yeah.
That's the
Well, what did I
problem
do
with the
with any
recent
per
collapse of
scroll
the
I
economy in
get?
the last year is like, dude, shit has been devalued so much in OSRS recently. And it really
Yeah,
ties into that what we were talking about 6 months ago, where the botting problem was getting so out of control. And it still is. I feel like it still is. It's just not talked about as much. But like the economy hasn't really recovered where it was a year ago. I remember my bank on my main was like 3.8 to 4.2 bill, and then it went down to 1.8 bill. Now it's at like 3, but the number is not higher from where it was before, and that's a problem.
yeah. No, it's yeah, that's definitely an issue with like the item devaluation. There's just so many items. It's because of bots, bro. If there was no bots, then that wouldn't be an issue. And then like these mains are like, oh, if you boost the imbued heart drop rate, then it's just gonna devalue it. It's like, bro, I'm sure that bots devalue items more than increasing the drop rate would for like an item like
How
that.
much is imputed? I
Like,
remember when I bought it like a year ago, it was like 89, 90 something mil.
let me see how much imbued is. Items have come back up a little bit, and I
They
think
have. I
um
think it's because Jagex like rinsed accounts and they're altering the economy.
well, also, like it's also winter. I think items have more value in the winter because there's less people grinding. Like more people are grinding in the summer, so there's more items coming into the game, but in the
Yeah.
winter, I feel like there's less people grinding
I know
bosses.
the winner is
It's
literally the
109
best time to
mil.
flip.
It's 109 mil.
109? Okay, good.
Yeah, for them, Butte
109
Heart.
mil.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you make it where it's saturated?
You need to combine it with 150,000 ancient essence.
Oh, that's cool. How do you get ancient
Ancient
essence?
from Phantom Muspa, the boss, that slug-looking boss that you did the
That's a
quest
cool.
for.
Apparently, if you do that
Um,
boss with like a T-bow, it's terrible, I heard. Because like you do so much DPS that like it like makes it go to these phases really fast that they didn't anticipate for. Because they built that game around mid to early late game. And so I guess like when max players go in to kill Phantom Muspa in game with in game content, like it just makes it super shit where like you hit Phantom Muspa with the T-bow like 2 to 3 times and then like he's automatically switching phases or whatever. So
yeah, I wonder. I remember with the Bofa, like it was taking me like 2 to 3 minutes to kill. Probably like
apparently that
closer to
thing
three
drops
minutes
like
to
hella
kill.
Renars. My
It
stuffs are
did.
doctor.
They last summer, part of the summer sweep ups, they actually nerfed the drop table at Muspa where it stopped dropping as much Snapdragon and Renar Siege,
That's
which kind of
so
sucked
dumb. Why?
because they're like, oh, Renars are crashing in value, so we're gonna instead ban the bots that are bringing them in. We're gonna
Oh
nerf the
my
drop
god,
tables that
how are
are.
bots getting to Musfa though? Like I remember doing that really late on my account.
Well, it was also it's a newer quest too, so you were probably already maxed out on your account
No, I
when
remember
you did
doing it on
it.
my iron. I remember doing it and
Oh,
I mean I was sweating my balls off on my iron like
well, I
8
don't
to
even you
14
you
hours a
had
day.
like the terrible gear. I don't even know how you did the mage phase or the like. What were you? What was your gear? You had
Wow.
terrible gear
I mean,
for that
Iron
boss.
Man,
What did you use?
uh
A crossbow?
I
A
used a
rune
rune
crossbow?
crossbow and
How long did it take you to get a kill?
it was a bitch. I
Like,
think I
good.
died 3 times. I died three times
Yeah.
trying to kill it. But I
Luckily, the
will
quest
say,
boss is easier.
like in Iron
It
Man
does less
mode and in
damage.
RuneScape, I am telling you this. I stand on this. Is like when you die and when you're failing, you get so butthurt and so mad. But the fun and the enjoyment and the max dopamine that you get from this game is you get those feelings of greatness and dopamine. You feel amazing because you had to fail so many times prior and you died so many times prior and you were tilted. You wanted to log off, you wanted to rage off, and that once you overcame it and then you learned the tech or you learned how to do it and then you freaking did it and then you actually get the kill, it's like all that dying and misery is like a part of the fun. But you're not thinking of that. You just get fucking butthurt and pissed off. You're just like always mad. Because like
Yeah.
to learn a boss in this game is you can watch all the guides you want. I mean, everybody's different, but I mean, for me personally, what I've seen is that I could watch all these guides, but I have to go do it. And then if I fail a bunch, I've realized that if I die doing it repeatedly, I'm going to learn and get better, and that's how you get better in this game.
Yeah. No, that's 100% how you get better. I mean, that's how I get better. I usually, yeah, I watch a guide and then I attempt the boss. And if I'm not doing that great, I'll go back to watching a guide to see what I'm doing wrong, and then go back and kill the boss.
I know,
And
dude.
then
That's actually good tech.
after I
Like people don't.
after
It's
I
it's
get the boss
underrated.
down, yeah, and then after I get the boss down, like to a point where I'm not dying constantly, I will go back and watch like a streamer do it live because there's always techniques that are like maybe you didn't like know about, and
Yeah,
there's always ways to improve. Like I know for Cox, solo Cox, even Olm right now, there's like better pathing methods that I could do, but I don't know. But if I were to watch somebody do solo Cox, I would probably be like, oh, I could do that instead of what I'm doing right now.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, and
You should start
like
streaming, bro. Because you're
I
like at
don't want
like
to
the
stream,
end of the
bro.
game. Yeah,
I
you're
don't
you're
know. I
gonna.
don't think anyone's gonna really like people don't really care about just regular Iron Men. I think people on Twitch really like hardcore Iron Men.
Yeah, the stakes are
Um,
higher. Dude, is Alfie making a new dude, I feel like every time I see some if I ever see content about Alfie, like this is messed up, but if I ever see shit about Alfie, it's always him dying on a hardcore. Like that's how I always see it.
Bro,
Like, oh,
I sent you that clip. I think this was like a few weeks ago. He died on one of his hardcores to Doom. Yeah, like if you
he's a gamer.
scroll up, like scroll up on our Discord chat
Yeah.
to January 19th, and there's the clip of him dying. You should watch it really
I
quick.
feel
He's
like
at Doom.
I will watch it. I think I've seen that. I see. Dude, what you're talking about is being in RuneScape or old school RuneScape for quite some time. Is that Alfie is just he's just another human being, like just like one of us. Where this guy just dies to unfortunate scenarios, and I don't think I could have ever have had a hardcore that lasted as long as yours.
Hmm.
Speaking about your account right now, where he lasted a really long time, and then you died in the most hardcore Iron Man fashion, which was to a DC.
Yeah, my power went out.
That's
Literally.
horrible.
Okay, so
You think the
did
crystal
I
would have
tell you
saved you?
how it happened? Yeah, it would have, but and I actually had the crystal, but I didn't set it to 2 seconds because
Would you
the
have it at
setting the
3?
crystal. I think I had it at like 4, but I know. So what
Damn.
happened? The tornadoes spawned right when I DC. So I see the tornado spawn. I click the run away, and I DC. That
Did you
like
take your hand
very
off the mouse
unfortunate.
immediately? You just like, or did you like try spam clicking out of it?
No,
But
no,
four
no. Once
seconds, you're
you,
cooked either way. For 4 seconds with
yeah,
tornadoes
I
and
know.
Hunliff, you're fucked.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was cooked because I if it was 2 seconds, I may have survived because I still have the seconds of me running
And
away
did
from the
you
tornado.
like to eat during the running phase too? Because like I would like
It was
sit low
actually like phase
HP.
one. It was
Yeah.
like phase one. There was only I think it was only like two
Oh,
tornadoes. It wasn't
phase
like the
one.
final phase. Yeah, yeah. I DC'd on like phase one. I think I can't
Oh
remember.
my
I think, but
god.
I'm pretty sure it's like phase one
What'd
where
you
there's
feel
only like
like
two.
when you logged back
Well,
in? Like,
I was upset, but then I was also relieved at the same time because it's like, well, I could actually like I was pushing off grinds because I was a hardcore because I was like scared of dying. I didn't want to
yeah.
die because I cared about the status.
What was
And
your
like I
rank?
was pushing
It's pretty high.
it was like top 3K, like top
That's
3,000 when I
crazy.
died. Now it's not because they released sailing and um yeah, and my rank right now is 4.5K, but I have level 1 sailing. If you look at my high score, it's level 1 because
Well, yeah, it brought you down, but like there's no risk to doing sailing on a hardcore, really. I mean, most of the
yeah.
like why if you're an Iron Man, why would you want to do Barracuda trials? Like you want drop rate, so everybody wants to salvage on Iron Man. That's a separate topic, but I think
But
that they're going to
yeah.
flesh out sailing, which I still think sailing was a good update and a great update, and that sailing, I people bitch or complain about. I don't understand it. It's better than like literally if it's better than 8 or 7 skills that are already existing in the game. And what is there? Is there 29 skills, right?
24 skills.
24 skills. If there's 24 skills and it's better than 10 skills, I think that's a W.
Yeah. Well, the way to level up like is better than most skills with salvaging. Like literally.
Yeah, I feel like even if people didn't want sailing, they were going to bring it anyways and like alter it because remember that they wanted to bring in that other skill previously. What was it called? It was like what was it
So
called,
there's
man?
three skills. There's three skills
It was
originally
the one
that
that
they
passed the poll.
proposed. It was sailing, shamanism, and taming.
Shamanism, bro, shamanism.
I didn't even
Jagex.
understand what shamanism was, to be
I didn't
honest. I don't
either.
even know what
It
it
kind of
is. Like, what
reminded
do
me
you
of
like?
divination.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what you do with it. I don't even know what divination is. I know it's an RS3 skill,
All I know
but
is I hope old school RuneScape brings another skill in like 2 3 years because they have to
I
because
mean
I guarantee.
that's kind of fast. Like maybe like 4 or 5 years, but 2 or 3 years
But
seems
4 or
really quick for
5?
another.
Well, you got to think about
Well,
it. Like, think about it
every
from a business. If
when's the
they,
last time they made a raid? The Raids 3 Toa was released in 2022. By the time they released Raids 4, it would have been 4 years. And
I
you know how
get
much time
that.
was in between Raids 2 and Raids 3 was like 5 years
I
between
know.
Cobb and Toa.
I get that. But I'm also thinking about it from let's talk about this because this year, well, in 2025, I say this year, it feels like this year, it still kind of is. But in 2025 mid-year, like when all those World at War refugees or World at War, I was thinking about Call of Duty, sorry. All those WoW players, those refugees, because their game sucks, because they get FOMO'd. So all those people, they came to RuneScape. Remember the summer RuneScape was booming and had like
Yeah,
mega
yeah, it
player
was.
counts?
Yeah,
I guarantee you they have retention from that, and they have retained viewership and player base from that. So the game is more popular, so that if you're a company and you see growth, you want to maintain growth and you want to scale. So RuneScape, with increased growth, with record high growth, with Old School RuneScape in specific, they received that last year. I'm assuming that with those profits, they want to scale. So if they want to scale, they probably saw that when they released Sailing, it brought a bunch of attention to the game. It brought a bunch of more views. They're pumping out the live streams. They're pumping out the podcast. Have you realized they've been doing more content with content creators because they see the
they
value in
have.
it? So
Yeah,
I'm when I see that as somebody that's getting older and is forced to work to make money to survive in this world, which sucks. I just want to play RuneScape. But when I see that, that makes me think that RuneScape's going to drop more content because they want to maintain that, because if they're a company, they don't want to have a decline. They want to have an increase. So they know that they have to keep creating more epic content, more skills down the road. So I feel like we're more likely to get that because we've seen an increase in player base, which is also underneath all that is an increase in revenue. Which an increase in
hmm
revenue, Mitch, means more content, hopefully, unless we get like straight like Treyarch or Activision where it turns miserable. But RuneScape is popular because we get a vote on everything.
yeah. No, I agree. I think what they did with like the content creators and what they did it just recently too. I think it was this last month. They flew in a bunch of content creators to um, Jagex headquarters, and they like play tested content under NDA. So I'm sure they have some insider information on like raids 4 items or raids 4 bosses. Um, but yeah, doing stuff like that, it just gets the whole community excited because it's like, oh, they actually care about like the people that are supporting their game. Like Odablock, for example, he's like the biggest
I
old
know,
school streamers.
dude. He is.
Like
He's like the best
like
Nambo.
if you don't support the people that are supporting your game, like you're not going to have a game. Like
I
you
know.
need a
Do you remember
you need
that?
to support.
You need to support. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I was
Oh, I was going to say you need to support the people that are supporting you.
exactly. I
So
agree.
like doing stuff like that, like flying
I
them
know.
in and whatnot.
Treat
That's
them
like what you
well.
need to
Like,
do.
dude, Oda deserves steak and lobster. That guy. He's been like he's been trying to revive. He has been trying to revive and has been stabilizing the PKing community for quite some time. I mean, I feel like the PKing community, I know it's minute, but I would argue if we pulled up the data, like I keep on bringing up business, but if I'm Jagex and I bring up like let's just split the YouTube viewership down the middle. I guarantee you that even though there's such a small minute of people that actually PK and go into the wildy, I guarantee you that there is that the percentage of people watching it outperforms the people that are playing it. If they could figure out how to capitalize on that and make it more fun for PKing and make PVMers come to PKing and figure out how to do that for also Iron Man and fix the situation with LMS and everything like that, is I know I like as a person that plays Iron Man and Mainscape, I like to watch videos about PKing, but I don't want to PK. I don't want to because like the
Yeah,
skill gap is too high and the risk, and I just like the worst thing about PKing is when you get pooed on, it's horrible. And getting back, like if they could figure out how you reloot, like if you die in PKing and they can make it where you get back into PKing faster to retain retention, if they could figure that out and also make it fun with less high stakes and also feel rewarding that isn't hindered by shitty ass bots in the game, that would be great.
yeah,
But Oda, dude, he's an OG. Bodhi's an OG. I like that Jagex has been doing that. I think that they need
yeah,
to take care of their player base. I feel like they weren't for the last like 3 or 4 years prior. Like I felt like in the just talking about outside perspective and the drama and everything with RuneScape and Oda Block, I felt like Oda Block and PKers, mainly Oda Block. Let's just talk about Oda Block. Is that he had a bad rap. There's like when people had mentioned his name, they'd be like controversial, and there'd be like there'd be like politics on Oda. Oh, you like Oda Block? Oh my God! Like here's all the reasons. And then what's ironic is at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
I
he ends up being
know.
the most famous guy ever,
I know, I
and
know,
and
I
then
know. It's
and then he has
crazy.
a
People
family, and
hated
now he's
him on
super
Reddit.
humble. And then everybody meets him in person at all these RuneScape live events like IRL, and everybody's like, dude, Oda Block's actually he's super humble and nice, and he's a good person. And there's people that you would never think that would say that are talking about Oda Block
Yeah,
in a good light. But the internet tried, and they were trying to
they tried
force
to
the narrative
cancel
that he
him.
wasn't. Exactly.
Yeah, they
They
were
tried
trying
to
to.
cancel him. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It's almost like right before you're about to hit that next peak or that next level where you're about to become, let's say, famous or successful or be prominent, they try to silence you, man. That's what's crazy is like when you're about to get that next level, there is such a mass effort to silence you, which the community tried doing that didn't like him and it didn't work. And now
yeah,
Oda's just like top G, honestly. He really is.
yeah. That's true.
And same with the guy that went to Corporal Beast on his hardcore, and he just like I guess so happened to make a meal or whatever and misclicked and died. He's an
You're talking
OG as
about
well.
Bodhi.
Bodhi, dude.
Yeah,
Let's not
dude,
forget
I
Bodhi.
saw that. I don't think I saw it live,
You
but I
think that was
remember
on
seeing the
purpose?
clip. A lot of people say it was, but like,
Like
oh
aura
no, like
farming for new
you watch the
content?
clip, like basically what happened is like his mouse, like he like taps his mouse accidentally as he's getting up, and like he doesn't see it, like the mouse, but the mouse is like hovering over the entrance of Corp, and as he's getting up, he taps his mouse and it clicks into the Corp chamber, and he
And he
like
walks away.
doesn't see it and he dies. He walks away and he dies. Yeah,
That's wild, bro. And he was just farming Ellie.
yeah.
At that
That's
time,
one
like,
thing.
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the things they need to change is how Corp works. It's such a stupid grind, like having to spec it down until it has no
Oh,
defense, and then
yeah.
it takes like
What
15
was it?
minutes a
Oh,
kill.
going with the
It's so
arc light
stupid.
20 times is like 20. I remember when I was doing it, I
Yeah,
don't know if it's
yeah,
changed. 20 arc lights,
it's
2
still the
D
same.
Warhammers, 4 BGS or
Yeah,
some bullshit. And
it's a little bit less because the outer
and
mall is
then
better
and then
now,
people
and
could
they have
come
the
in and PJ you, bro. Like they could
yeah, yeah,
not player jack
like
or NPJ
they
you.
would crash. They would
Yeah,
crash. Yeah,
they
like
would sit there, bro.
you would spec it all the way down, do all the hard work, and then people would come in and just crash
Oh my,
and take.
yeah. We've experienced that. I remember we
Yeah, I
tried it.
remember there'd be like these a-holes that would come in like full
I don't
max
that they
gear
better address
and
that in
just
the
try
summer
to
street club.
crash.
Dude, I don't
Yeah, I think they
understand
should adjust
why they
Corp.
don't. Okay, so here's my other thing is like I love RuneScape. I live and breathe it. RS3 is chat, sorry, but Old School RuneScape. If they could fix RS3, I think that they should just give a fresh restart to RS3, but that's a whole nother topic. But Old School RuneScape, if they fix if they fix Corp, dude, just fix God Wars. I feel like why do you make God Wars? We're talking about from the Iron Man perspective. The mains, they need to just get over it. Like Iron Man, I would argue that a lot of people that watch content on RuneScape watch Iron Man content. And a lot of the people that are coming in that have a higher retention base for subscribers would be Iron Man. And the more people that play per day are Iron Man. And let's just eliminate bots from the data. But what I will say is that if they could clean up Corporal Beast, but my biggest thing is like, let's make God Wars fun again and like, let's get people where it's not an antisocial thing. Like, they have to figure out something, but why is it that if I'm an Iron Man, just because of like shit, shit's the wrong word, but bad tech from previous years. Like, why can't I do God Wars, which is iconic God tier content? When you tell people about RuneScape and they know not a lot about RuneScape, they most likely know about God Wars, I would say. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep,
Like, so
like God
people
Wars is
already,
like most
yeah,
iconic.
they probably heard about God Wars. So when you tell your buddy, oh, hey, bro, like, I'm an Iron Man. By the way, I know you're a main. Like, we can't do God Wars because if we do God Wars and you're a main and I'm an Iron, we just can't play because like Jagex doesn't want to give me the drop. Like, that's stupid. Like, figure it out, Jagex. Reduce the drop rate or something. But if they could figure that out and make God Wars great, that would be awesome, bro. I don't understand how they can't make that system better or figure out. I don't know what they have to do, but they got to do something because
Well,
I,
they just need to make it like next, where like you could do it with other people, right? I don't know.
that's what they have to do. Like, they have to just make it
Yeah.
better. I don't understand why they don't. Because like for me, to get to God Wars, like it doesn't take too much time to get there, and it's
You
exciting.
could almost do bandos.
I know, but I had to get the Bofa to get Bandos, or else if I
Yeah.
didn't get Bofa, I would have to constantly I would have to go full carols. I have to go carols or some high range
Yeah.
defense or something, and I'd have to constantly walk under bandos and get like what 3 to 5 kills per hour. And then if I die, I'm more likely to log off and not want to play again because I have to get 40 KC or whatever all over again. Getting there's a bitch. It's not fun. I have to pray range. Like, they just need to like make that system better. I don't know what they have to do, but better is the wrong word. Fun. Like, just make it fun. If you make it fun, people play longer. And if people play longer and are having more fun, you make more money. It's basic economics, brother. And that's
Yeah.
what Jackass is about. They're trying to make money. So I'm like, when I'm speaking, I'm trying to think about it from their point of view. And there's going to be a point that Jagex or OSRS, they're going to have to start making big key decisions, and they're going to have to do things that are really different coming up soon to still make the game fun later down the road for
Yeah.
to bring in new players. That's what they have to do. Because like once you get to Hunlift, bro, if you have to go to CG, like once you get to CG as an Iron Man, different topic but like same subject, is dude, Hunlift is such a big skill gap to get to and to kill. Like, and then you could go dry 2K KC or 1,000 KC like 9 rain plus at Hunlift doing CG. That's insane. Which is the second best range weapon in the game, which is the Bofa.
Yeah. That's crazy. But like,
That's what's wild to me. And then they create all these
yeah.
shitty like blowpipes or whatever. I was listening to Sebe and he was talking about like all these different blowpipes and it's limited by you can't put rune darts and I don't know like
Yeah.
whatever they're
And
talking
you need
about.
92 wood cutting as an iron to
Like, that's
even make
dumb
it.
as crap. And
Yeah.
then Mart Arcane, I mean, I'm nothing against him. I get he's defending. He's like, well, some players will go through that gameplay loop. I don't know a lot of people that really will go through 92 woodcutting and go through that. Like, it's got to be less than 4% in his data. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, no one wants to get 90. Okay, no one's gonna grind out 92 wood cutting to make that one the rosewood blowpipe, which is worse than the toxic blowpipe that you get from Zora. No one's gonna do that. You're just gonna
Exactly.
go to Zora. You're just gonna go to Zora. You're not
Because
gonna grind out
they
92 wood
even
cutting for
mention
a
it. Yeah,
crappier blowpipe.
I agree.
There's no point. There's no point. Yeah, those blowpipes are worthless. Like no one's gonna use them. Like literally, there's no point. Why would you grind out 92 wood cutting when you could just go get a blowpipe from Zora? Like
I know.
there's no point. There's no point. There's literally no point.
I'm trying to think about the point. Like, who's that one guy that always has that? He looks. I mean, it's messed up, bro. But he looks like a sloth. Oh my god, what's his name? He's like the guy that with the hardcores and he
Oh, Alkin
Alkin, bro.
is yeah.
I mean, it is
You
what
said
it is,
sloth, and I had to think for a second, but yeah, I was like, yeah, he's the one that looks like
bro.
that.
Even if like through Alkin's methods, like he's never like, hey guys, like I'm creating an Iron Man or a hardcore Iron Man, and I'm taking a woodcutting method. It's just like such a weird, crappy alternative method that they're trying to implement. Uh, I'm sorry for
Yeah.
calling him a sloth, but I mean, it just kind of reminds me of one. I mean, it is what it is. But
I
like,
dare you to
nobody's
go
going
in
to go
this
through that
chat and say
gameplay loop.
that, Jim.
Nobody's going to
Go in
go
his
through that
chat and call him
gameplay
a
loop,
sloth.
bro.
Uh,
He probably
no
has
one's
like
gonna do
sloth
that. Yeah.
D1ers like in his chat. He's like, like if you subscribe, you got sloth emoji. I mean, you just gotta embrace it. Like if you're getting bullied on the internet, like just own it. Like Oda Block own being bald. I mean, majority of
It's
players are
funny.
probably
He
balding. I
actually
mean,
tried to get a
I
hair
am.
transplant and it failed.
It is what it is. It's like Joe Rogan, man. Joe Rogan was talking about because same with Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan was in his mid 20s and he was becoming famous and he's becoming very prominent and he's becoming popular and he wanted to maintain being handsome. So men can't get fake boobs or fake lips or fake asses. So men either get muscles or hair or facial hair. So what Joe Rogan did is he got a hair transplant. This is like when you would they would slice a piece of your meat out and then they would harvest it before it was he got FUT before it was FUE was popular. Anyways,
Hmm.
Joe Rogan was saying he was like he gave the analogy that yeah, you're taking all these people from a healthy village, which is the back of his scalp, and you're taking them to, in a sense, these people in Chernobyl, which is the unhealthy village, which is the top of your scalp. You're taking these people that are healthy from the back, and you're planting them in the front of your scalp, where everybody is starving, they are dying. They are going to die. They are getting pillaged. It is horrible. And you're planting healthy people next to dying people. So he got his and it failed because it's like some people genetically are just meant to be bald. Like it is it there's no way of putting it. So you plant the people that
Yeah.
are living to the people that are dying, which is the front of your scalp. But that's a whole different situation. Um, but tying back to RuneScape, brother, I mean, I really hope that they get their things together with the the summer sweep up. I think that's a big one this year because raids feels like it's too far away. I feel like a lot of the content creators and a lot of people had said, and I feel this way too, just being a player. Like we're not gonna like I'm just gonna say I'm a fan of the game. When I saw the
Yeah.
roadmap, it just kind of seems a little bit underwhelming, considering how
Hmm.
big of a year we had last year. Because last year was like a really big year. We had, we had a lot of hype. The game got a lot of popularity. I
Yeah.
feel like I hope that they have some sleeper content coming, but it felt a little underwhelming. I would have liked there to
Yeah.
be more or something to be more hyped for.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that they would have said Raids 4 was going to come out like in the summer. Right.
I
I think I
know.
agree. It's like
Something
coming out
sooner.
in,
Because, like, what if it gets delayed? If it gets delayed, I'm going to be so sad.
yeah.
Well,
They're releasing that new boss, that maggot boss
hey, that's going to be
that
cool.
is,
Well, what's that
it's going
maggot
to
boss
release like,
entail?
I mean, it's going to drop best in slot range necklace. So an
Yeah, the
upgrade over
the
the
necklace of
English.
pursuit.
Yeah,
Everybody's
the
saying they
necklace
should
of
change that.
pursuit. Yeah, I agree with this. I think the stats are fine, but I don't care for like the name or the look of it. Um,
There's already people
and
that
then
were like
there's
trying to optimize it on who's that guy that like posts every week and he has a bunch of people that post Behemoth, bro. Like he's like I think one of the better channels for talking about everything that's that guy
yeah,
Behemoth, like his whole channel is like so on top of it for I feel like he has a true breadth of like the RuneScape community and everything that's going on it and they were already
well, he
proposing
is
like
a grandmaster, so he knows like all the bosses.
yeah, he's top G. He's one of the top Gs for sure.
Yeah,
They're already talking about where they have like people are already like, hey, the necklace of pursuit sounds ass, and also the way you guys want to design it, dog water. And what I love about the game is that people are so passionate about it that they've already given better and greater ideas since then.
yeah, yeah,
But that's the power creep with range. Like that's a separate take. But I would like to see them flesh out the mid game a little bit more. I feel like if I'm going to Barrows and I'm an Iron Man and I get lucky and I get my first piece of Arums, which is like an Arums top or bottom, I feel like I'm less likely to want to go to Moons because like why do I want to go to Moons? I get that it's lighter weight in armor and it's better for hybrid switches, but Arums is more tanky and I rather risk going for tank mage and bottom but that's a whole
Hmm.
separate topic. But I feel like I want to force Barrows for at least 500 KC and go for top and bottom Arams rather than going for that hybrid armor off moons.
Yeah. I mean, it's your choice. I mean, Moons technically is better. You're more likely to get the pieces from Moons than from Barrows, to be honest. But
The dry
maybe
protection.
you get lucky. Yeah, because of dry protection. Just saying.
So
But it's your choice. You can do Barrows if you want.
yeah, if you wanted it, so like let's say the summer sweep up. Let's say there's a sweep up, and you're in game on your iron. You've been a max, almost in a sense max main. Like you've done in game content. You got 7 bill on the main, then you restarted with an iron and pretty much did everything that an Iron Man could to reach some of the best gear in the game with Inferno. If you were to have Jagex fix anything, what would it be, and what do you think the biggest issues are right now for OSRS, for Iron Man? And since you're an in-game player, what would you do to make it better?
Uh, the worst thing right now is probably Slayer. Uh,
Man,
and
dude,
specifically
they
like
make Slayer
Slayer
great.
tasks, and imbued heart, like just improving that, improving the way you get Slayer tasks would be huge. It's
I
just,
know,
yeah, I don't
dude.
know.
Slayer's
Like, there's a
slow
lot of things like
lagging. You can't say
improving
I don't
procs.
know.
They
Like
could,
everybody, like just make Slayer great. Like everybody loves Slayer. Like just flesh it out. We need more
yeah,
depth. They made it better. They made it better last year by the sweep up was. You want to know what they did? A lot of the sweep up was around making you feel like you have more points, and then they refunded you points, and then it's all
yeah,
around the points. Like people like number go up. They need to optimize that and figure it out. But there is a problem. Like skipping tasks and using some cheese method of farming like dog crap lower levels. I'm down for that, but that shouldn't be like T1 tier 2 meta. Like that should be like third, fourth option. There should be funner and more engaging methods to get points faster that aren't just like power creeping on, oh, I go best in slot max
yeah,
gear range method. I'm gonna go blowpipe and blowpipe all these low NPCs on some crappy Slayer Master. That's not fun, bro.
yeah.
Or if it
No,
is
I
fun,
I
change the
agree.
gameplay loop. Like change the meta. What these games do, these AAA shooters or these higher level games, is that every couple years or every couple months they change the meta. It's been quite some time RuneScape would benefit from changing the meta on Slayer. Like give us something that is
Yeah,
different. And then that gives content creators more of an opportunity to make more money and make more views and make more content because it's like I don't want to go down that WoW method where it's like they FOMO drop you where like every expansion or every update is the new meta, but like let's change pre-existing meta and like let's just make it more engaging, more fun, and let's switch it up. I get that
yeah,
they always want to create new development on things, but like why can't they just like they have so many things that are good that could be better, and if they could pay more attention to that and just flesh it out. I mean, all they have to do is just they don't even have to think about it. All Jagex has to do is like they release a poll and say, "Hey, we need some ideas like with that island." And then people will dump their hearts out and they will dump their true opinions out on the game and like actually create some good ideas. And Jagex, like all they have to do is just take in the information and they get it for free.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot thing. Yeah,
I like the game. I'm passionate about RuneScape. It's a great game. I think it's, dude, honestly, like RuneScape is like one of the best fleshed out games I've ever played in regards to. Like everything you do in RuneScape feels like it has value. That's what I love about it. So when people like when I heard about the WoW refugees and I like all those people like Sardako and the Asian dude and like I don't even remember all their names, but all these people that came to the game that were WoW refugees where like their content was just pretty much dried out so they needed to switch it up and they came here.
Hmm.
When they came here and I saw their perspective and then they told me about WoW, I never played MMOs. Like my MMOs was RuneScape. So when I heard about them talking about FOMO drops and doing things that didn't have everlasting longevity, I was so confused. Like if somebody said, "Hey bro, come play WoW. Like whatever you do in the game is only good for 4 to 5 months and then after that it's worth nothing." I wouldn't want to play it. I like RuneScape because when I play it, it lasts. Like the meta is it has long-term effects.
Yeah. No, I agree with that sentiment. You know, I used to play Madden all the time. They have I don't know if they still do Madden Ultimate Team, but like every year you get your team reset essentially because they release a new Madden. It was just like, bro, I don't want to have like after a couple years of doing it, I'm like I don't want to grind out again and like and have to start over. But yeah,
Dude, I remember the Madden's all about maximizing money per year, FOMO dropping, Ultimate Team. They that's their whole business model. I
yeah,
just like try to think about RuneScape in the aspect of like, okay, RuneScape's a business. They want to make money. I notice and I've seen that Jagex has been bought and sold repeatedly, and everybody that buys and sells it usually makes money. And that's a
yeah,
business model. And we're on the lucky side of it where if we want to go back to last year, remember the beginning of last year where they were like they pulled something that was super bad. They were pulling like, hey, should Jagex explore MTX? Like remember like they had like this really bad pull that was perceived by the player base. Do you remember that last year? It was like really early into
hmm,
last year.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the
No, I
sentiment was
remember.
like, bro, the sentiment for the game was like, dude, we are about to get like the Call of Duty experience. We're about to get the Fortnite
Hmm.
experience where we're about to be just exploited for all our money. But luckily, we didn't that year, and last year was a banger year. And it was actually one of their
Yeah,
best years, ironically. That's what's wild. So I just hope those days don't come, which I'm scared that they will because words talk, numbers scream, and their business, and it's always about the numbers and money. So that's why we're
yeah,
exploring
but you
new
also have to
stuff.
think about the longevity of the game, though, because like if you do stuff that's good in the short term, money wise, long term, you're gonna have no future value of the business because
I know, look
you're
at WoW. Yeah,
not,
WoW did that.
yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
call them the WoW refugees. My favorite content creator out of the whole like WoW series was I like Guzu. Guzu, I really liked Guzu, dude. His playthrough was like the best, but I've been
yeah.
really liking Sardako. You ever watch Sardako?
I do watch him.
Dude, that guy's a
It's crazy how
friggin'
he
gamer,
was able to
bro.
just pick it up. I know
I
he was able to like
know.
just pick up old school just like that and just learn everything
Dude,
like super
he came
fast.
in and he was like on his grandmaster shit right away. Like he came in, dude's never played RuneScape and he was like doing Oda block level,
Inferno,
literally.
yeah,
He was doing some god tier content off rip. I really enjoyed watching his content. He's actually one of my favorite content creators from 2025 and coming into
hmm,
2026 was Sardako actually, and still is. I like all his content. And then on a separate topic is like if you create your Iron Man or if you haven't gotten into Iron Man and you're thinking about it, if you create your Iron Man around the same time you're watching a streamer create his, and then the streamer so happens to take his account as far as Sardako does, dude, it is so awesome to be like trying to compare yourself to that guy and try to stay in line and follow the same progression that he does because it dude, Iron Man is just it's a great gameplay experience, and it's just nice to see these alternative paths because the whole time those streamers are taking their progression path, they're going through their chat and they're trying to find the most optimal way to do those said
Yeah.
tasks because they want to get to that better content faster because they want to maintain their viewership.
Hmm.
I know. I haven't gotten to that Inferno part on my iron. I mean, dude, that would be so hard. I mean, gosh, it took you 70 attempts. It'd probably take me 200 attempts, brother.
Well, on my first account, on my iron with the Bofa, I did it in like 16 attempts, I think.
16 is I feel like that's better. You think so? When you did it with 16 attempts, did you have worse stats than me or no? Yeah. Okay. Worse
Um,
stats and better gear, or worse stats and worse gear? Did you have
I
like
had Bofa.
yeah?
I had Crystal. So I think I had the same gear. But and then I had the Vorkath backpack. Um, I had a similar gear to what you have. Yeah, not much better. Like
Very
the one thing
interesting.
that you need to do before you do an Inferno is get your mage level up.
I know, dude. I got like the worst
You
mage gear on this account.
yeah, you need to get your mage level up. Because you need to at least be able to Ice Barrage, which is 94. But yeah, you should get your mage level up to like I don't know high 90s before you do it. You could. I would actually recommend doing what's it called first? I would actually recommend doing Coliseum before Inferno. I honestly think Coliseum is easy. It's more technical.
With
It's more
L method,
technical than I don't know what the L method is, but
I all I know is like L method. Sorry to interrupt. Is like where you path your guy in an L pattern at the end when you do the boss and
oh yeah. When you do the soul, also there's a Soul Heretic simulator online. Just use that until like I literally did it. I think it took me like 100 attempts, but it was all on the simulator, and then I was able to actually do it on my second attempt in game. Um,
so it's way easier than Inferno.
I wouldn't say it's like way easier, but it's just shorter.
I like
So
that. I
because it's
like hearing that.
shorter, there's only 12 waves compared to Inferno. There's 69. That makes it like if you die, a lot less demoralizing because you die in Inferno at Zuck. It took you 3 hours to get there. You feel like oh, I just wasted 3 hours because I died at Zuck. But Coliseum, you die at Soul. You spent 40 minutes getting there. It doesn't feel as bad because it's such a shorter time frame to get to Soul than it is to get to Zuck. So
So you can get more
that's
attempts
why.
per hour essentially, or per
Yeah,
2 hours.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You get it just it is more technical, but it is it's I like it more than I actually have done it 10 times, and I actually think Soul is my favorite boss in the game because it's just so methodic. It's so methodical where like it's like rhythmic. Like you step in this spot and then you attack them, and then you step in this spot, this safe spot, and then you attack them. It's like it's very rhythmic.
Yeah, it's
Soul is a
rewarding and
very
fun.
rhythmic boss.
Do you feel like it's
Yeah,
fun?
it just feels. Yeah, actually, I do. I think Soul is fun. A lot.
It's not
I feel
tilting.
like Zuck. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, I like Soul as I think that's probably the best designed boss in the game.
I
Like,
heard
cause
there's
you could
a
literally do it
prairie.
and take zero damage.
Dude, that is what's sick. I like that where who always talks about that? The ginger man. He always talks about he doesn't
Bodhi.
like taking Bodhi always talks about not he says I don't like bossing where you get chip damage. I like it where you get rewarded off skill. Like kind of like that Dark Souls is like that where it's like if you're a really master of your craft, you could take no damage essentially because you're just a gamer.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good boss. I got to get to that point at some point. I like hearing that. Makes
Yeah,
me
I
excited
think
to want to try
that
that
I think
content.
you'll I would, yeah, in terms of progression, I think it's easier, like I said, I think it's easier to do Coliseum than Inferno. Um, that's just my opinion. Maybe some people will be like, "Oh, Inferno is easier," but Inferno takes 3 times as long to do as Coliseum
Three
does.
times is
Coliseum
crazy.
is like, yeah. Well, my PB on my iron is like 3 hours. It took me 3 hours to do it. To get my when I got my cape on my iron, it was 3 hours was my time,
That's
and then
wild.
my first time on Soul, it was like 47 minutes or something like that. Um, I don't know. I think Coliseum is better, a way better designed wave based minigame than Inferno. I really, I don't know. I don't ever want to do Inferno again. I got my Inferno cape, but I'll go back and do Coliseum. But to be fair, with Coliseum, you are kind of forced to go back and grind out the Sunfire splinters because you need to be able to bless your quiver. You need 150,000. So on average, I think it's like
150K?
yeah, you need 150,000 Sunfire splinters, which on average is like 20 to 25 KC at Soul.
That's
And I've
crazy.
done like 10 KC, so I still need to go back and do like 15 more KC. But I have gotten the two of the pieces of the armor there, the Sunfire armor, whatever, the Sunfire Fanatic armor. So and that's like the best prayer bonus armor that you get in the game. And I also got the Ralos, the tonic. I don't even know how to say it. It's like the tonic soul Ralos or whatever, which is like a defense lowering spec weapon for range or for mage
Oh,
or range. I can't remember.
that
I
sounds like
haven't
a
really
unique
used it.
weapon. I feel like
It
I've never
is.
really heard
It's
of
not
it.
very. It's not. Yeah, it's not very usable to be honest. I hope in the future they make it more usable, like
It'd
future
be a good
bosses.
merch
But it's
item if you got some insider news like, hey, we're about to drop this content.
yeah,
I feel
insider
like that
trading.
cow boss that Jagex is about to drop in a couple weeks. I feel like the
What
way
cow
they're
boss?
playing the
They're
cow
releasing a
boss.
cow boss.
Yeah,
Wait,
they're
what are you talking about? Cow boss?
I know you didn't believe me at first, but bro,
It's
if
just
you think
trolling.
about it
I'm
from
just trolling.
Jagex, is that if they
Because that sounded
drop
so
the
ridiculous. That's why I didn't believe you.
I know it does. It does. But if you think about it, like if we're a company and we want to have a bunch of PR, so they're dropping the normal cow boss, right? But if they're dropping a really hard cow boss and let's just say this other cow boss, like let's say the corrupted or however you want to put it, the the harder version of it is the absolute hardest boss that isn't raids related in the game. You know how much like publicity and content and YouTube content it would bring to the game. I think Jagex is starting to catch on to like, hey, wow, we had great success last year with content creation and content creators, so that's why they're
Yeah,
collaborating and working with them more than ever. So they're in their mind, I feel like they're creating content where this cow boss, it's going to be absolutely insane to do, and it's going to be like balls to the wall, hard to do. It may take weeks, hopefully, a couple weeks, maybe a week and a half to actually complete it before someone does. And when someone
yeah,
does, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to go crazy. But like, let's just say, what if it goes multiple weeks and people can't figure it out? That's going to create a lot of views and a lot of attention to the game on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever entertainment platform. I feel like that's a good move by them.
yeah. No, yeah, for sure. It's gonna be good content.